You're alone in your room. The door is locked. Your phone is on airplane mode. No sound, no movement, and yet, you feel it. Something there. Silent. Invisible. Like a gaze without eyes. It's an almost imperceptible pressure on the back of your neck. A chill that climbs without wind. A subtle discomfort, as if the space around you had shifted in density, heavier, more alive. You look around. No one's there. But your body doesn't believe it. Your heart speeds up just a little. Your breath becomes conscious. You swallow hard. You think, is someone here? That feeling, you've had it before. Maybe in childhood. In that dark hallway. In the still forest. Or even in the middle of a crowd, when, for a moment, it felt like everyone was looking at you. But why do we feel this? Is it just imagination? A glitch in the brain? Or could there really be something watching us, something that senses our presence before we're even seen? This video is an invitation to dive into that mystery. We'll move through the psychological, the energetic, and the invisible. Maybe discover that what's watching you might have always been inside you. You feel it, but even before you feel, your brain has already detected it. The sensation of being watched, even without any visible proof, is older than you think. It's not just spiritual, it's also neurological. In psychology, there's a concept known as the imaginary audience. It's a common phenomenon in adolescence, but it stays subtly active throughout life. It's when you believe, consciously or not, that you're being observed, analyzed, judged, even when no one is actually paying attention. This mechanism has deep evolutionary roots. In ancient times, being watched could mean danger, a predator, an enemy. The human brain learned to associate vigilance with survival. And that association settled into the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for interpreting social cues, anticipating judgment, and analyzing the behavior of others. But there's something more subtle. Even when no one is around, even when no eyes can be seen, you still feel like you're under scrutiny. This is the phenomenon of internal surveillance. A part of you, silent, invisible, is constantly watching you. It judges you, monitors you, warns you. It's the internal echo of what was once the external gaze of others. This vigilance shows up as heightened self-awareness. You walk into a room and feel like everyone's looking at you. You hear yourself speaking as if another part of you is analyzing each word. You feel shame or guilt even when you've done nothing wrong. This internal I, this invisible watcher, is often mistaken for the presence of something external. But what if this surveillance isn't only yours? What if what you feel as internal is also the echo of something that surrounds you? At the intersection between the mind and the invisible, there is a space where psychology meets energy. And it's into that space that we now enter. Have you ever walked into a place and felt the air shift? Not because of a smell, not because of the lighting, but because of something subtler? As if the space was charged? As if an invisible vibration ran through your body before your eyes even processed the room? That's no coincidence. It's energetic perception. Your body isn't just matter. It's also a field. And that field is constantly emitting and receiving information. You've probably heard of the pineal gland. Many call it the spiritual eye. But beyond the mysticism, the pineal gland is scientifically known for its sensitivity to light and circadian rhythms. It picks up frequencies, it detects shifts, and it responds before you can rationalize anything. But it's not the only one. Your entire body emits electromagnetic radiation. Your heart has a measurable field that extends up to 3 meters. Your thoughts, electrical impulses in the brain, generate frequency patterns that can influence the environment around you. And the most curious part? Your body can also read these fields in others. That's how you sense when someone is nearby, even if you can't see them. That's how you know someone is sad or tense, even if they haven't said a word. We call this the reading of microsignals. But not all signals come from people. Some come from places. Others, from presences without form. You might feel a denser field, like heat pressing on your skin, or an unusual lightness, as if the room were suspended in stillness. These are subtle pieces of information, but your body picks them up with millimetric precision even when your mind doubts it. And this sensitivity, it's not a flaw in the brain. It's an inheritance, an ancient instinct that crosses time and touches the invisible. You're not just interpreting the world. You're interacting with it through fields your eyes can't see, but your body can feel. And when that interaction deepens, when your field resonates with another invisible field, you tap into something even more mysterious, the entanglement of consciousness. Have you ever thought about someone and they suddenly sent you a message? Ever woken up from a strange dream only to find out that someone close to you had a difficult experience that same night? Have you ever felt an emotion that didn't seem to be yours, as if you had picked up on someone else's state from miles away? These moments, however subtle or unlikely they may seem, touch on a profound concept: quantum entanglement of consciousness. In quantum physics, entanglement describes a phenomenon where two particles, even when separated by vast distances, remain connected. If one changes, the other responds instantly without any visible signal being exchanged. Now imagine that human consciousness also operates within a quantum field, a subtle, vibrational field that connects all sensitive minds to one another, not just through language or gestures, but through presence. When you enter a space and feel a shift without explanation, you might be sensing that field. When you feel like something is watching you, what's truly touching you may not be a physical gaze, but a consciousness resonating with yours. This field of presence has no eyes, but it perceives. It has no form, but it influences. It doesn't speak, but it communicates in silence. That's why, even when you're alone, you feel. You are a node in a subtle network, sensitive to the vibrations of other consciousnesses. Presences don't need to be physically beside you to interact with you. And more, thought itself is a form of presence. When someone thinks of you intensely, projects an intention, sends judgment, or carries desire, it reverberates, and your field picks it up, sometimes as a chill, other times as a weight on your shoulders, or a sensation in your solar plexus you can't quite explain. That's entanglement in action. At this level, consciousness isn't isolated. It's attuned. You don't just feel what's around you. You feel what's vibrating within you and through you. This quantum field of presence is real, even if science hasn't fully measured it yet. Even if the world insists on calling it just your imagination. But you feel it, and deep down, you've always known you were connected to something greater. You didn't see it, you didn't hear it, you didn't touch it, but you felt it. It was an ordinary night. You were walking down the hallway at home, lights off, only the sound of the wooden floor beneath your steps. And then you stopped. As if something held you in place. An invisible weight in the air, as if the space had thickened, like fog. You can't explain it, but something shifted. The silence wasn't silence anymore. It was a silent presence. You slowly turned around. Nothing. But your body knew. Your heart beat faster, not out of fear, but instinct. The back of your neck tingled, as if tiny threads were sensing the invisible. You felt a faint shift in the air, like someone was there, far too close. Maybe it happened somewhere else. Inside an empty elevator, on a trail through the woods, or, stranger still, in a crowded room, when suddenly you felt watched, but not by any human gaze. A common account among sensitive people describes a pressure in the chest that appears without reason. It's not pain. It's as if something invisible is pressing or approaching. The air feels thin, even if you're outdoors. Sometimes it comes with chills. Other times with waves of heat. Some say they've felt touched while completely alone. A light brush on the hand, a cold spot at the ankle, a soft breath near the ear. And then there are the chills. Not the kind caused by cold. Not the kind triggered by music. But those long chills, running the length of your spine, as if answering to something that isn't there, but is. These experiences don't follow logic. They don't obey time. They don't ask for permission. But they almost always happen when you're vulnerable, open, unfocused from the outer world, closer to yourself or to something that moves through you. And in those moments, you understand, even without words, something with no name or form is there, watching, feeling you, maybe not to frighten you, but to remind you that there are layers of reality that can't be explained, only felt. And what feels, yes, is your body, but also something deeper, your subconscious, the part of you that never sleeps. You step into a new place. Before you notice the decor, before you hear a single sound, before you even catch the scent in the air, something in you has already read the space. It's automatic. It's invisible. It's your subconscious at work. While your conscious mind is still trying to find reference points, where am I? Is this safe? Is someone watching me? Your subconscious has already swept the room. It's already assessed the energy of the environment. It's already picked up subtle tensions in the air, tones in the voice that greeted you, hidden expressions in microseconds of facial movement. This mechanism isn't esoteric. It's ancient. In the earliest stages of our species, survival belonged to those who sensed first. Before seeing the predator, before the attack began, the body needed to know, stay, run, observe. That evolutionary inheritance has been refined. Today, it works like an invisible scanner, picking up stimuli your rational mind doesn't even have names for. But it goes beyond the physical. The subconscious is also a sensor of vibration. When you feel that something's off, even without any proof, that's it. When you meet someone and instantly feel an unexplained repulsion or attraction, that's it. When you walk into a room and something tells you to leave, even though everything seems perfectly fine, that's it. Your subconscious absorbs everything. The pauses in someone's speech, the tension in their gaze, the energies lingering in the room. It perceives the unspoken, the unseen, the invisible. That's why, at times, you feel watched, but can't explain it. Because the part of you that perceives isn't your logical mind. It lies beneath, in deeper, older, more intuitive layers. And the more disconnected you are from yourself, the more noise this scanner picks up. But when you quiet down, when you breathe deeply, when you return inward, it sharpens again. And then what once felt like paranoia reveals itself as intuition. What seemed like imagination becomes a warning. What seemed invisible becomes a truth you can feel. Your subconscious is like a silent animal beside you, always alert, always listening, always saying, "Feel first, think later." You feel. But most of the time, you don't listen to what you feel. Because the world taught you to live from the skin outward, to trust what's visible, logical, explainable. But what if you turned inward? What if, instead of chasing answers, you sat with the questions? There are ways to train your perception, to tune your field, to listen to what's always been whispering behind the noise. The first is active meditation. Unlike traditional meditation, which seeks stillness, active meditation focuses on directed attention. Sit with your eyes closed and bring your awareness to your body. But not like a statue. Move inwardly. Observe the flow of your breath, the warmth in your hands, the pulsing in your temples. Then expand your perception outward. Feel the air. Feel the field. Feel what has no name but has presence. You don't need to visualize anything. Just feel. If a presence is there, observe how your body responds to it. No fear, no judgment, just presence recognizing presence. The second practice is deep listening. This tool requires silence, but not just external silence, internal. In a quiet space, close your eyes and listen. The sound of the house, the sound of your body, and then what lies behind it all. You may start to subtly notice shifts in the air's density, small creaks where there is no wind, changes in the rhythm of your own breath. This type of listening connects you to the invisible, to what watches you without form, and also to what within you is watching everything. Finally, the third tool, bodily grounding. When you feel a strange energy in the room, or that sensation of being watched, return to your body. Touch your arms. Press your feet into the ground. Breathe consciously. Say internally, "This is my space. I am present." This technique strengthens your field. It takes you out of energetic passivity, and it shows, to the invisible and to yourself, that there is presence and awareness here. You're not at the mercy of what you feel. You can engage with it. You can welcome it. You can push it away, or simply observe. These practices don't require blind faith. They only require what you already have: body, presence, and attention. And over time, you'll begin to realize that what watches you is often just waiting for you to watch back. You made it this far, and maybe something deep within you, way beneath the surface, felt that this video wasn't just content. It was a mirror, because deep down, you've always known that there's something more, that there's a kind of gaze without pupils, a consciousness pulsing between walls, between trees, between dreams. You've always felt that something watches you, sometimes gently, sometimes heavily, sometimes as a calling, sometimes as a warning, but never by accident, because the invisible world isn't far away. It's entangled with you, with your body, your story, with every micro-choice you make. It answers you through signs, through chills, through synchronicities, through gut feelings. You're not hallucinating. You're awakening. Awakening to a new kind of listening, to a new way of walking through the world, where the visible and the invisible aren't opposites, they're layers of the same fabric. The question now is no longer, is something watching me? The question is, how do I respond to it? Do you shut down? Do you run? Do you ignore it? Or do you watch back? Do you feel with greater presence? Do you allow your own consciousness to be as vast as what moves through you? The truth is, when you start listening to the invisible, it also begins to listen to you more clearly. And that's where the true dialogue begins. Between you and the field, between you and the space, between you and what you truly are. A sentient presence within the mystery. If this video stirred something within you, share it in the comments. There's no right or wrong when it comes to feeling. What matters is the courage to give a name to what so often no one else sees. But you've always known it was there. And now, maybe you're finally ready to look back.